Good afternoon, students. In the last class regarding the banking and insurance, we see what are the functions with regard to the commercial banks, isn't it? What are the functions with regard to the commercial banks? Different types of banks also we see in the previous classes. So today we will see only yesterday we see the primary function with regard to the commercial bank, while today we see the secondary function. What is that? So primary means what? Three things are there. One is accepting the deposit, lending the fund, and also creating a cash credit or creating a what is that? A reserve to be created. Okay, so credit is to be created for the expansion purpose or for the purchase of something like that. So that is the which one primary function with regard to a commercial bank. So we see the secondary function. So what are these? I'm going to share that. Excuse me. So the primary functions are accepting the deposits. Then deposits may be what all types? Fixed deposits are there, current deposits are there, recurring or cumulative deposits are there, savings deposits are there, endowment policies deposits are there, and miscellaneous deposits. While lending the money like that, overdraft is there, cash credit facility is there, then discounting of bill of exchange is there, and loans and advances also, and creation of the credit. While there are some secondary functions. So what are the secondary functions that we are going to see? Secondary functions, not the primary one, means that is the second എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്നാ? അത് അത്ര ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് ഇല്ല, പകരം എന്നാൽ അതൊട്ട് ഇത് ചെയ്യുകയും വേണം. So the modern commercial banks, in addition to the primary functions, perform a large number of other functions just to provide additional facilities to the customer. കൂടുതൽ facilities ചെയ്യുന്നു. Okay, additional facilities to the customer. Such functions can also be classified under the two heads: agency services and general utility services. So under the secondary function, agency services is there and general utility services is there. Then agency services, the banker acts as an agent of the customer in performing the following functions. So the banker acts as an agent of the customer in performing the following functions. For what? Payment and collection. അതായത് ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് പോലെ തന്നെ അക്സെപ്റ്റിംഗ് ദ ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് അതിന് ആളെ വെച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു. Okay, so agency services, the banker can act as the agent of the customer in performing the following functions like payment and collection, then purchase and sale of security, acting as an executor, administrator, and trustee like that. So first of all, what is there? Payment and collection. What is it? Payment. Need to get the payment. The collection agents should be there for who? Such a commercial banks. Collection agents are there. So that is the payment and collection. Bankers make such payments and receive money on behalf of their customers in the following ways, like insurance premium payment, payment of the membership subscription to the club, libraries, and professionals association, rent and salary payment, collection of dividend on behalf of the customer, collection of the pension, rent, etc., transfer of funds from one account to another. ഒരു അക്കൗണ്ടിൽ നിന്ന് മറ്റൊരു അക്കൗണ്ടിലോട്ട് ഫണ്ട് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ that also this person need to take it. So that is payment and collection. So that is the first point. Hope you understand this one, payment and collection. Like several payments like insurance premium, rent and salary, then membership subscription fee, like that, and there's collection of the pension, മറ്റൊരാൾക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. So some agency services are to be agent, acting as an agent. That is the thing. Second, purchase and sale of security. What is it? Banks undertake to purchase and sell the shares and debentures of joint stock company on behalf of its customer. So this is another agency service, that is, banks must undertake to purchase and sell the shares and debentures of a joint stock company. Selling the shares and debentures of a joint stock company on behalf of the customer. Whenever a customer delegates such a work, the banker should get clear and precise instruction in a special form that is used for such purpose. That is the thing, acting as an agent for selling the shares or debentures for the customer. That's the second point. So here we see act as an agency service. The banker acts as an agent for the customer for the payment and collection, for the purchase and sale of security. Security in the sense means maybe the sales, what is that? The shares as well as the debentures. And also acting as an executor or administrator and the trustee. ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ട്രസ്റ്റി ആയിട്ട് ആക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നു, അല്ലെ ഒരു അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്റർ ആയിട്ട് ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ബാങ്ക് ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു സംരംഭം ഏറ്റെടുക്കുന്നതിന്റെ what is there, acting as an administrator and also an executor, means to execute that work. അതാണ് എക്സിക്യൂട്ടർ കൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. സോ എക്സിക്യൂട്ടർ, the person who is appointed by the will to administrator the estate of the deceased person is known as the executor. ഒരു മരിച്ചുപോയ ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്റർ ആയിട്ട് അപ്പോയിന്റ് ചെയ്താൽ അതിനെ എന്താണ് പറയുന്നത്? എക്സിക്യൂട്ടർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നു. The person who is appointed by the will, ആ വില്ലും പ്രകാരം, വിൽ മീൻസ് ദ ഡിസീസ്ഡ് പേഴ്സൺ എഴുതി വെച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന വില്ല്, അതും പ്രകാരം ഒരു അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്റർ ആയിട്ട് ഒരാളെ അപ്പോയിന്റ് ചെയ്താൽ that is called the executor. So the person who is appointed by the will to the administrator the estate of the deceased person, that is known as the executor. The bank acts as an executor for the disposal of the properties of the deceased customer after his death. So the bank acts as an agent, isn't it? ഒരു ഏജന്റ് ആയിട്ട് ആക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് എക്സിക്യൂട്ട് ദാറ്റ് വർക്ക്, വിച്ച് വർക്ക് ഡിസീസ്ഡ് പേഴ്സൺസ് ഗോയിങ് ടു ചെക്ക് ദ ഡ്യൂട്ടി. ഒരു മരിച്ചുപോയ ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ വില്ലും പ്രകാരം ഒരാളെ അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്റർ ആയിട്ട് അപ്പോയിന്റ് ചെയ്താൽ അത് എക്സിക്യൂട്ടർ ആണ്. ആൻഡ് ദ ബാങ്കർ ഓർ ദ ബാങ്ക് ആക്ട്സ് as an executor for the disposal of the properties of the deceased customer after his death. മരണത്തിന് ശേഷം, മരിച്ചു പോയതിനു ശേഷം ആ കസ്റ്റമറുടെ പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി അതിനകത്ത് എന്തെല്ലാം അത് ഡിസ്പോസൽ, സെയിൽ ചെയ്യാനും ഓക്കെ, അതിനെല്ലാം ബാങ്ക് ആക്ട് as an executor, ആക്ട് as an agent. So that is the executor. Another term is administrator. ആ പേരിൽ നിന്ന് തന്നെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാകും, അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേഷൻ വർക്ക് നടത്തുന്നു. So the administrator administers the property of the deceased according to the law. നിയമപ്രകാരം മരിച്ചുപോയ ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി ഭരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അത് അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്റർ ആയിരിക്കും ഭരിക്കേണ്ടത്. The person in whose favor the court grants the letter of administration is known as the administrator. Most often the banker of the deceased act as administrator itself. അപ്പം മരിച്ചുപോയ വ്യക്തിയുടെ പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്ററിന്റെ as per the law. Then കോടതി, the court grants that letter of administration to the person, he is the administrator. ആർക്കാണോ ആ ഒരു ഇത് കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത് കോടതി, that is the administrator. And the third is the trustee. Who is a trustee? വിശ്വസിക്കാവുന്ന ഒരാൾ എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. Okay, a person may desire that after his death a part or whole of his estate be held in a trust for the benefit of certain beneficiaries named in the will. The person who holds the property for the beneficiaries is known as a trustee. So it is a trustee. So that is the case. A person may desire that after his death a part or whole of his estate, ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ അതിന്റെ പകുതി അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മുക്കാൽ ഭാഗവും, that is to be ഒരു ട്രസ്റ്റിന് കൊടുക്കുക. വിശ്വസിക്കാവുന്ന ഒരു അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു സമിതി അല്ലെ സന്നദ്ധ സമിതി എന്ന് വേണേൽ പറയാം, for the benefit of certain beneficiaries that named in the will. വില്ലിൽ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്ന പോലെ, ഡിസീസ്ഡ് പേഴ്സണിന്റെ വില്ലിൽ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്ന പോലെ ചില ബെനിഫിഷ്യറീസ് ആണ് ബെനിഫിറ്റ് കിട്ടുന്നത്. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഹി ക്യാൻ ഗിവ് or contribute either the part or whole of his estate of the deceased person to a trust. The person who holds the property for the beneficiary, that is known as the trustee. Then commercial banks undertake the function of executors, administrators, and trustees. Many banks have set up at their respective head office, executor and trustee department, which administers the trust and also the bill of the customer. So that is the case. So clear, administrator, executor, and trustee. So clear. So this is the thing with regard to what the agency services. So what are the one is agency services for the payment and collection. Another one is for the purchase and sale of the security like shares and debentures to the from the to the customer. Sorry, on behalf of the customer. Pinne, acting as an executor, administrator, and a trustee. Then another one, acting as an attorney. So power of attorney that may be given to a bank by the customer. Sometimes, by granting such power of attorney, the customer authorizes the banker to receive dividend and interest on securities belonging to him and give a valid discharge thereof. So, what is there? By granting the power of attorney, the customer authorizes the banker. Authorizing banker need to do so. Okay. The customer authorizes the banker to receive the dividend and interest on the securities that belongs to him and give a valid discharge of also. The banker may also be empowered to sign the transfer forms in respect of the purchase and sale of the stock exchange securities and government securities. So, what is there coming? Power of attorney that will be given by the customer to the banker so that the customer is authorizing the banker to do so. What things? To receive the dividend and also the interest on the security. പലിശ അതുപോലെ ഡിവിഡൻഡ് ഇതൊക്കെ ആർക്കെടുക്കാം? ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് authorizing the customer or authorization by must be given by the customer to the banker so that in order to receive the dividend and interest the bank can do so. That is the thing. And also give a valid discharge thereof. അവർക്ക് എപ്പോൾ അത് വേണേൽ വിറ്റഴിക്കാനുള്ള അധികാരവും കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. So the banker may also be empowered to sign the transfer forms in respect of the purchase and sale of the stock exchanges, the securities, and the government securities also. So the banker has getting the full power to do such things, to receive the dividend and also the interest on the securities that belongs to the customer and also give a valid discharge also. If he or she needs to sell it off, the banker can sell it off because just inform the customer only that. And also the banker may also empowered to sign the transfer forms in respect of the purchase and the sale of the stock exchange securities and also the government securities. So he is acting as an attorney. He is acting as an attorney. So what is that? Payment and collection, then purchase and sale of the securities, acting as an administrator or executor or a third one is trustee, then acting as an attorney, then another one is acting as the correspondence and representative. So how a bank is serving as a correspondent and representative that we are going to see. On behalf of the customer, banks prepare the income tax returns and correspond with the income tax authorities. So that is correspondence. കസ്റ്റമർക്ക് വേണ്ടി ബാങ്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു? They are going to do this thing. That is filing the income tax returns, okay, and also corresponding the all those things that relates to the income tax authorities. As per the standing instructions of the customer, banks pay income tax of their customers also. Banks also render valuable services to their customers when they go on foreign tours. When the customer goes on foreign tour, the bank is going to do this thing. That is acting as a corresponding and representative also. They obtain the passport and travel tickets and even arrange for hotel accommodation for the customers also. Bank can do so. അത് നല്ല ഇതായിട്ടുള്ള കസ്റ്റമർ ആയിരിക്കണം. Okay, so that is the point number which one? 5. So acting as an attorney, then acting as a correspondence and representative, and next is collection of information. So what are the collection with regard to what information need to collect it by a bank on behalf of a customer? Banks collect information on various stock exchange securities and on the basis of the information collected, advise the customers on the right type of investment when their advice is sought by the customer. So that is collection of information. Banks can collect the information on various stock exchange security. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താ, പല സ്റ്റോക്ക് ഡീലിംഗ് ഓഫ് ദ സെക്യൂരിറ്റീസ്, ദ ഷെയർസ് ഇൻ ഡിഫറെന്റ് സ്റ്റോക്ക് എക്സ്ചേഞ്ചസ്. They can deal. NASDAQ and Bombay Sensex. Okay, that NASDAQ means Delhi Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, and Bombay Sensex, Bombay Stock Exchange. അതുമായിട്ടുള്ള റിലേഷൻ, ലിങ്ക്, collecting the information through this. So that is collection of information. And finally, remittance of funds. Fund is remitting. So remittance of funds. Banks can arrange for the remittance of funds from one place to another on behalf of their customer by means of bank draft, mail transfer, TT, telegraphic transfer, etc. But telegraphic transfer, mail transfer, bank draft, okay, either remitting the fund from one place to another, isn't it? That is the secondary function. So acting as an agency service by payment, for the payment and collection, then by the purchase and sale of the security, by acting as an executor or administrator or a trustee, acting as an attorney, acting as a correspondence and a representative also, and collecting the enough information from different stock exchanges also, Securities Exchange Board of India also, like that. And on the basis of the information collected, advise the customer the right type of investment they need to do so. Okay, അതായത് ഏത് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ്മെന്റ് ആരെന്തെവിടെ ചെയ്യണം എന്നുള്ളത്, that information to be collected by the bank. And also fund is to be remitted. Fund in the sense the telegraphic transfer or the bank draft or the mail transfer, that is to be remitting. അതായത് ഫ്രം വൺ പ്ലേസ് ടു അനദർ, ഒരിടത്തു നിന്ന് മറ്റൊരിടത്തോട്ട് ഇലക്ട്രോണിക് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള സെക്കൻഡറി സർവീസസും എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ബാങ്ക് നീഡ് ടു. സോ ദീസ് ആർ ദി ഏജൻസി സർവീസസ്, while the other is general utility services. So what are the general utility services? The banker provides the following general utility services to customers as safe custody of valuables. നമ്മൾ സ്വർണം കൊണ്ട് ലോക്കറി വെക്കുകയാണ്, isn't it? That is the safe custody. Jewelry, അതുപോലെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഹൗസിന്റെ ഒരു പ്ലോട്ടിന്റെ ആധാരമോ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒക്കെ, വാട്ട് എവർ ബി, valuables should be in safe custody in each and every bank. That is the case. So that is the general utility services. Number one, safe custody of valuables. Banks accept the shares, debentures, the bonds, fixed deposit receipts, deeds of the property, life insurance policy, and the sealed boxes and the packets containing the will. അതുവരെ വെക്കാം. Okay, the will, ഒരാളുടെ മരണത്തിന് മുമ്പുള്ള വിൽപത്രം, that is the will, or the valuables such as jewelry from their customers for safe custody. Banks are equipped with the strong, fireproof, and theft-proof rooms for the safe maintenance of such articles. There are two ways through which a banker ensures safety of its customer valuables: by accepting valuables for safe custody and by hiring out safe deposit lockers to the customer. ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ സേഫ് കസ്റ്റഡി ആയിട്ട് വാല്യുബിൾസ് സുരക്ഷിതമായിട്ട് വെക്കാനായിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഓരോ കസ്റ്റമറിനും ഓരോ ലോക്കർ പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നു, സേഫ് ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് ലോക്കേഴ്സ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദി ഫസ്റ്റ് തിങ്, ജനറൽ യൂട്ടിലിറ്റി സർവീസ്, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ സേഫ് കസ്റ്റഡി ഓഫ് വാല്യുബിൾസ്. Another one is the letter of credit. I think you understand the safe custody of valuables. The letter of credit in the sense means great importance in international trade. Yeah, വെളിയിലോട്ടുള്ളത്. Okay, this letter of credit is a sort of guarantee to the exporter that his draft will be honored by a specified bank up to a certain amount as per the specified terms. There should be some specified terms are there. That is, this is for a certain amount and that is to be honored by a specified bank. So that is the letter of credit, means it is a guarantee. That is that guarantee, based on the guarantee that trading is to be undertaken. That is the letter of credit. So general utility services, one is safe custody of valuable, another one is letter of credit, and another one is what? Traveler's check. A traveler's check can be purchased by anyone. ആര് വേണേലും traveler's check purchase ചെയ്യാം. That is, at the time of traveling, we need to have that check need to be used. These are useful to persons who frequently travel within the country or abroad. The purchaser has to deposit money with the issuing bank equivalent to the amount of the traveler's check he intends to buy. These checks are usually encashable only at the branches of the issuing bank. ഏത് ബാങ്കിലാണ് ഇഷ്യൂ ചെയ്തത് അവിടെമേ അത് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ, എൻകാഷ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. Moreover, there is no expiry period for the traveler's check also, because frequently traveling persons, the big businessman, they need to travel within the country or abroad several times. At the same time, they need to use this one. That is the that is for this purpose this traveler's check is to be utilized. Then remittance of funds. Banks remit the funds from one place to another through the network of their branches. The main instruments for transfer of funds are bank drafts, demand draft ഒക്കെ ഇല്ലേ അത്, then mail transfer, telegraphic transfer and traveler's check. So fund remittance. And also merchant banking. Merchant banking division of a commercial bank offers wide range of services like financial, technical, managerial, etc. മൂന്ന് തരം ഫങ്ഷൻസും ചെയ്യുന്നു. Financial is there, technical is there, managerial is there. The main services include facilitate in the formation of corporate units, assisting in formation of financial plan, management of public issues by corporates, അതായത് companies, assisting the companies in matters relating to restructuring, amalgamation, merger and takeover, etc. So this is the merchant banking functions. Like it is a division of the commercial banks that offer a wide range of services like financial services, technical services, managerial services, etc. So it includes facilitate in the formation of corporate units. Company units need to facilitate. Okay, for in facilitates in the helping in the formation of corporate units or company units. Then assisting in the formation of financial plan, assisting in the formation of a financial plan and management of the public issue by the corporates, by the companies, and also assisting the companies in matters relating to restructuring, amalgamation, mergers and takeovers, etc. So these are the merchant banking functions. Next we are going to this dealings in forex, foreign exchange business, that we already forex banks are there. That banks is also a part of the commercial bank. So bank offers varied services in respect of the foreign exchange businesses. They include deferred payment, import packing facility, export finance, then forward contracts, etc. So that is the dealings in foreign exchange banks. Then lease financing. Lease financing is a method, or lease is a method of financing for purchasing the equipment and machinery. സാധനങ്ങൾ, അതായത് എക്യുപ്മെന്റ്, പണി സാധനം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മെഷീനറി വാങ്ങിക്കാനൊക്കെ ലീസ് പാട്ടത്തിന് കൊടുക്കുന്നു. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ മെക്കാനിസം ബൈ വിച്ച് എ പേഴ്സൺ അക്യൂസ് ദി യൂസ് ഓഫ് ആൻ അസറ്റ് by paying a predetermined amount called what is that lease rental periodically over a period of time. A subsidiary company promoted by a bank may undertake the equipment leasing and such other activities incidental thereto. So പാട്ടത്തിന് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ലീസ് റെന്റൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ ഒരു പർട്ടിക്കുലർ ലാൻഡ് എടുക്കുക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു മെഷീനറി എടുക്കുക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു എക്യുപ്മെന്റ് എടുക്കുക, ഒരു പർട്ടിക്കുലർ എമൗണ്ട് കൊടുത്ത് അത് നമ്മൾ ഹയറിന് പർച്ചേസ് ചെയ്യുന്നു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താ, അത് നമ്മുടെ അല്ല ശരിക്കും, അത് വേറെ ഓണർ ഉണ്ടാകും, isn't it? So that is the case. അങ്ങനെ കൊടുക്കുന്ന റെന്റിനാണ് ലീസ് റെന്റൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So these are the some of the substitutory functions or subsidiary functions, general utility services that is to be performed by a commercial bank, like safe custody of valuable, letter of credit, traveler's check, remittance of funds, merchant banking, dealings in finance, foreign exchange business, lease financing, and more are there. We will see in the next class. So today we see the agency services and general utility services that is to be tackled by whom? The commercial bank as secondary services. So primary is there. Other than that, the secondary services are there. The secondary services includes agency and general utility services. Agency services includes what? This payment as an acting as an agent, that is the payment and collection, then purchase and sale of security, acting as an executor or administrator or a trustee, then acting as an attorney, and also acting as a correspondence and a representative, then collection of the information and remittance of the funds. While there is the general utility services like the same, safe custody of valuables, letter of credit, then traveler's check, remittance of funds, merchant banking, dealings in forex banks, then lease financing, and there will be more: factoring, underwriting of security, tax consultancy, gift checks, teller system, credit cards, consultancy, debit card, consultancy services, debit card, bank draft, etc. So we will look into that in detail in the next class. So please have a look at today's classes and please clear off the doubts as and when it is occurred. And please do see the video that I am uploading. So